If Johnny was here right now, I would give him a big hug.
Johnny was somebody who would just do anything for anybody.
Johnny helped me with the bus. It's the arcade bus. Bought a DIA shuttle bus and just decided to put a bunch of arcade games on it, and Johnny helped me do everything. It took us about 3 months, and I couldn't have done it without Johnny.
He was 10 years older than me, and so he was kind of just showing me the ropes of Denver life when I first moved out to Colorado. And he was kind of one of my first friends. You know, he showed me his looper and beatboxing, and he just, showed me about, just different things, life, really. So yeah, I was just kind of like an older brother type when I first moved out, and I didn't have any friends, and Johnny was one of my first friends in Colorado.
7 or 8 years ago, I had viral meningitis, and I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks. And Johnny would come every single day, and he would bring me food after his catering gig. He'd make me something special because I'm actually vegan, and he was working at a paleo place, which is quite the opposite of vegan. And yeah, he would bring me food so I didn't have to eat the hospital food, and we would just sit and talk. And he showed up for me when I needed somebody the most.
He loved this, he was passionate about it, and he got on me to make it happen, and that's just what he does with everything in his life, and everybody that is around him, he just brings them up to that next level.
Yeah, we were friends for sure, but he would do that for anybody, even if he didn't know them, and that's just what I love about him.
He would sit in my living room, and my kids would jump on his lap, and he'd tell stories and make funny voices, and he brought them all Christmas gifts, and we really just, that last year was real special, and we really bonded, and I got to learn a lot more about all the amazing things that made up Johnny Hurley.
He could push through his negative voices and step up in public. Johnny gave me that. What it means to have the courage of your convictions, what it means to play music even when people don't want to hear it, or they're not gathering around fawning over you about how wonderful you are. Johnny did not seem to have that standard fear of what other people think.
Johnny was always he spoke his truth. And he was very principled, and he was always looking for truth, and that's one of the things that he and I shared. We love to seek after what is really true, while at the same time questioning our own interpretation about reality and what is and what is not, and really trying to understand the truth, even if we couldn't quite articulate it. I think he loved uncovering wisdom and knowledge.
His political view is truth. And he just wanted truth, total and transparent truth all around from everybody, and he holds everybody accountable to that. So if you're not telling the truth, he's going to call it out, and he's going to let everybody know.
One thing Johnny taught me was understanding your philosophy, understanding your point of view. Johnny said, and Johnny questioned, Johnny made sure that he pushed you to understand why you believed what you believed, and then questioned why you believed that, to make sure that you knew that that's what you believed. And we would have discussions, we would talk to each other about differing opinions, things he didn't agree with that I agreed with, and vice versa. But he always had to make sure that we understood where we were coming from in our moral obligation and in our mindset as a human.
Absolutely inspiring. Such a beautiful man, and we talked a lot about how we didn't like the cops and the government, and yeah, I really got along with him on a lot of things like that.
He was very opposed to oppressive, violent authority, in police violence in particular, not police in general, and to run out there in order, in the face of a police officer laying there and to save other people, it really just showed that ultimately his humanity came to the surface, and he was willing to do anything. And he walked the walk and talked the talk, and I'd be telling how proud I am of him for doing that.
If Johnny were here right now, what would you say to him? Holy shit. I love you, brother.
We love you, Johnny. I love you. And I'm thankful for all that you've offered to me, and I'm very gracious, and I'll be forever grateful for all the lessons you've taught me.
And it goes without saying that we all loved him. Yes! So here's to Johnny. Here's to Johnny!
Last Christmas, Johnny got me a flashlight for Christmas because it's spec for the business, and I didn't have one. And he got me the best one. Mine was the brightest out of all of them. And at the visual, I wrote, "You'll always shine a light in me."